Hey guys, my name's Shane Thompson. I'm owner of SAT Studios here in Pearl, Mississippi, and we're going to be doing a mixed breakdown of a song today called I Know by DC3. Let's get into it. So I've got my Pro Tools session pulled up here, and I wanted to explain why I wanted to do a mixed breakdown of this particular song. And the main reason is just because it went viral so quickly. I think it's been out for about 6 months now, and overall it's probably got close to 5 million streams. DC3 is in the UK. He's a dope rapper. I just hit him up and I was like, let's work. And he sent me a song. We mixed it, we dropped it. He did a couple reels to it and it just took off. So I was like, man, let me do a quick breakdown of this mix and just kind of show you guys what I did. It didn't take me very long. It's super simple. And we could start by looking at the 2-track, and I guess I'll play it for a second and let you guys hear a little bit of it.
It's free. DTT. Snakes lately been in the grass, I'm mowing it. My hand towards Jehovah instead of them showing it. God bless unto those who envy me. He loved Judas, I can do the same by showing it. I'm AKA the flower that grew from the concrete. On feet, on the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. Whoa, that been up.
So yeah, a lot of people have heard this song. You might have heard it on TikTok or Instagram when it blew up. But let's just get into, this was a 2-track. It was just sent to me literally with 2 vocals. These vocals are in stereo. I wanna say I don't know why I didn't split them to mono. He sent them in stereo and I know they were dry. So, I didn't split them to mono. I just left them like this in stereo. I think one of the first things that I did, as you can see up here at the clip name, where it says RX11 DC. I decrackled these, I believe. And if you don't know what that is, it's a isotope plugin. Let's go to isotope, go down to decrackle. And here, if you put this on high and you click on your track and then you click listen, you can kind of listen to and you hit output the crackle only. You'll be able to hear kind of like crackling in the vocals. And what I did was basically just render it and I took out some crackle. So it came out a little bit cleaner. That was one of the first things I did. This 2-track doesn't have a whole lot on it. I gain staged it a little bit. You can see I clip gained it down like 4 dB. That's just what I felt like it needed. And in my opinion, I feel like the vocals actually could be a little higher after it's dropped and everything. But I've got a Pro Q3 on this 2-track, just taking out some frequencies here in the low and the low mids. I've got a bus comp on here, just doing very little compression. Let's see how much it is.
I learned it's best to watch my words. Hands to heaven, play to fly like eagles. Run from all my problem full of.
So it's really just tapping it. I'm not sure if it's even getting a dB. It might be getting a dB, but not a whole lot. I have a track spacer plugin on here, which is routed to my lead vocal bus. That way I can make space for the vocals. You can see that when I play it.
My hand towards Jehovah instead of them showing it. God bless unto those who envy me. He loved Judas, I can do the same by showing it. I'm AKA the flower that grew from the concrete. On feet, on the ground.
So that's what that's doing. We've got our, and that's also routed to my mix bus that we'll get into in a minute. But I also have a hook here and verses here. I have them labeled. Both of these are routed to my lead bus, or actually all 4 of these tracks are. On the hook, I've just got some simple auto-tune, just low male, B minor, retune 15, humanize 30, just what I thought sounded good. We've got a vocal rider, just kind of keeping the vocal a little bit leveled. Some R comp. I don't think it's doing a whole lot.
I learned it's best to watch my words. Hands to heaven, pray to fly like eagles. Far from home, my problem full of burdens.
So we're getting like a dB of compression on the R comp, and then an LA2A. Let's see. I think it's probably getting just a little as well.
Pray to fly like eagles. Far from home, my problem full of burdens. Not making changes is absurd. Motivation.
Yeah, so this one's not getting any more than 2 dB out. So that's cool. And then I've got a Pro Q3 that is doing some shaping before we get into the bus. I did process both the lead and hook the same. That's why they're routed to the same bus. But yeah, so, and I'm pretty sure these plugins were just copied down to this verse. The only thing that might be different, let's see it. No, they're exactly the same. So the only thing that's different is my reverb, or not my reverb, my delay. I have a quarter note ping pong delay on the hook and not on the verses, just to make the hook feel a little wider. So that's what I've got going on there. He only sent me 2 ad libs. There's not a lot to this song. These 2 ad libs. Let's see. And all I did was, once again, I copied these plugins down that I was using to compress and EQ the vocals, but I put a CLA effects on here and used the telephone effect on there. Just gave it a little telephone effect and some reverb on that. One of my favorite parts of this mix is this delay right here. I just did a simple little delay throw, and I saw that the beat kind of chopped out in this section, and I was like, I didn't want it to feel empty. So what I had did was take, and I'll show you what part I'm talking about.
The concrete on feet on the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. Whoa, that been on my mind.
So I thought when the beat cut out and he said, whoa, I thought that was super dope. So I was like, man, let me copy this whoa down, create its own track. And then I put an Echo Boy on here. And I did a 1/8 note delay, and I made it delay a certain amount of times. I put the repeats on here. But I just messed with how I wanted the delay to sound, and then added some reverb on the, so the delay was a little reverbed, and it came out to sound like this.
I make it the flower that grew from the concrete on feet on the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. Whoa, that been on my mind like any toilet, just boring bad business.
So yeah, that was super dope. It just kind of, I don't know, it just enhanced it a little bit, just made it feel good. So that was cool. My vocal bus, which is doing a lot of different stuff. And it's funny to see all these little notches. I get this from Tizio. If anybody's seen Tizio, he does a lot of small notches with the Pro Q. But I'm just notching out frequencies that I didn't like, and just going here to some high end at 10K. Compression, it's probably getting just a very little out. It's probably less than a dB if I had to guess. Neutron EQ, just some more shaping. Going into RVox, just it's very little compression, but it also kind of brings out the vocal a little more. Straight into a de-esser, which I don't think is de-essing a whole lot.
On feet on the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. I done been through the one who came in the.
And we're going into a soothe.
Been on my mind like any toilet, just boring bad business like fitness, I couldn't wait up. Everything I done been through, the one who came in the manger had also been.
And I'm gonna put y'all on a plugin that does a lot and sounds great. This Manny Triple D plugin is dope with the deharsher and the deboxer. I don't ever use the de-esser. I feel like it doesn't work right. It could just be me. It could be a glitch or something, but this de-esser part has never worked for me. Never done anything good. So basically the deboxer and deharsher, you can actually just listen to a frequency and you can sweep, kind of find what frequency you want to start deharshing, I guess. In this case, I had mine all the way up. You start bringing this knob up and you'll see the gain reduction from that frequency. So let's look at it.
On the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. Whoa, that been on my mind like any toilet, just boring bad business like fitness, I couldn't wait up. Everything I done been through, the one who came in the manger had also been through. Into rainy days until no.
So it's almost like using some EQ and using like a dynamic EQ on a frequency, and it's almost like de-essing, kind of, sort of like a de-esser. So that's what that does. It's super dope. It just kind of helped a little bit. Same with the deboxy. Just picked an area that kind of sounded a little boxy, a little low endy, and then did the exact same thing. We've got that going into the Pro C2. This is kind of just like the glue for the for the vocals.
That been on my mind like any toilet, just boring bad business like fitness, I couldn't wait up. Everything I done been through, the one who came in the manger had also been through. Into rainy days until no one to ring to. He took me out the cold without even a tissue. Found a way to get.
And you can see it's barely doing anything. It probably has a certain area where it's hitting more than others, but it's really just there to catch anything. And my final Pro Q3, I went through, and any final little frequencies that were popping out, we got those out. So as I was saying earlier with my track spacer, I've got a send right here that is sending to the track spacer, so it's reading the vocals. I do have a doubler on here, a send to a doubler. This is what it looks like, kind of taking out some lows, kind of leaving the high mids and highs, and it's spread all the way, but then sent, and then I kind of just raised the fader where I wanted it, just to make the vocals feel a little wider. And yeah, my H delay is here, and I just have it set where I thought sounded good. So my mix bus and master bus, and let me go on to say I don't consider myself like a real mastering engineer. I'm a recording mixing engineer at the moment. But everybody's got times where they need to master a song, even though they're not a mastering engineer. And I do my best just to get it loud and to sound the best possible, so that's my mastering. So we'll go into my mix bus. My mix bus here, we're just using this plugin to take away little notches, frequencies in the overall mix. I don't think I used anything else on here. Sometimes I use the stereo width knob, or I've been using it more recently to widen the mix a little bit. We're going from there to a gold clip, and you can see I'm really pushing the input of this gold clip, probably just to clip it a little bit. From there to a Pro Q, I'm just getting out any frequencies. Let's listen to it.
Flower that grew from the concrete, on feet. On the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. Whoa, that been on my mind like any toilet, just boring bad business like fitness, I couldn't.
And now that I'm looking at it, I guess I used this gold clip literally just to get the mix louder. It's not even clipping. So, I also used the gold knob and the alchemy knob to bring more loudness without increasing the fader volume, if that makes sense. But the output volume of it. Going into this Pro Q3.
Toilet just boring bad business like fitness, I couldn't wait. And been through, the one who came in the rainy days until no one to about even a tissue.
So you can see in there were a couple little frequencies, like this over here is the bass, a lot of low end. I just was kind of controlling it a little bit with dynamic. And the rest of these, I was just taking out bad frequencies. EQ and compression are the most important things on the planet. And I'm still learning them every day. So, really dig into EQ and compression if you're new and you're really trying to get your sound together as an engineer. But we've got more compression here. I know this is barely doing anything. This is hitting less than a dB on the overall mix. We've got the God particle, which I'm using the particle part set 38%, which is almost like a saturator in my opinion. We are cutting the lows a little bit, cutting the mids a little bit, and I boosted the highs a good bit. And then this Oxford inflator or Oxford limiter, not inflator, Oxford limiter, just doing a little bit of input gain and enhanced curve to just get the whole record a little more rounded and a little louder. And what's crazy, I probably wouldn't even do all this, but I did this a minute ago. I go into my master. I use the J37. This is almost like a saturator tape effect, I guess. This is kind of just giving it some warmth and a little bit of saturation to the overall song. Let's look at it.
Snakes lately been in the grass, I'm mowing it. My hand towards Jehovah instead of them showing it. Yeah, God bless unto those who envy me. He loved Judas.
This is a really cool EQ that I bought. I don't use it too often, but I decided to use it on this song. I'm boosting the highs here. I don't know, at 11, no, 15, almost 15K, almost 2 dB at 15K. And then I have this bass room plugin that I don't really ever use, but I did on here, which you can let it read your master or mix or whatever, kind of like how Ozone does. And it will tell you kind of where the low end needs to be hitting. And I kind of just adjusted them based on what it said and what I heard. This we're going into a soothe. This is a really cool preset, removing what most miss. This is kind of uh really focused in on the low end area, on just resonant frequencies in the low end. Y'all should try that. Into another soothe that is called Balance to the Grammy Awards. And hey, the song did really good. So maybe there's something about this preset. You should try it. And we're going into Ozone Maximizer.
My hand towards Jehovah instead of them showing it. Yeah, God bless unto those who envy me. He loved Judas, I can do the same by showing it. I make it the flower that grew from the concrete. On feet, on the ground was faith, I had to grow in it. Whoa, that been on my mind like a neutrologist, bothering bad bitch.
And yeah, we're just boosting the gain a little bit. I put my output level where I wanted. Upward compression on this is super dope. Upward compression is just really going to end up bringing up all of the lower sounds to kind of give a more even mix or master, and just doing some soft clipping on here. So yeah, that is the song by DC3. This is I Know, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.